Hello, friends and patrons of Theatre Erindale. Welcome back to the second episode of Jigging with the Fools, where we get to know the incoming fourth years, better known as the Jigging Fools. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm your host, Sophia.
And this week we're joined by
Nicole Lynch, Kaden Klodt, and Jasmine Brough. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you all for joining us. To begin, can you guys all introduce yourself? Name, pronoun, something you'd like to share with the audience, a fun fact, anything really.
I'll start. Hi, I'm Nicole, she, her pronouns. I'm from Oshawa, Ontario. Yeah.
My name is Jasmine Brough, and I go by she, her pronouns.
My name is Kaden Klodt. I go by he, him pronouns, and I'm from Hamilton, Ontario.
All right, we're just gonna jump right in with the questions, so anyone can take this, but what have you guys been up to so far this summer, and do you have any summer plans you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so far I've been working a little bit. I work at Sauble Beach. There's a Caesar bar. They only make the drink Caesars, which is funny because I actually hate Caesars. But I've been bartending a little bit and serving there. And my boyfriend Zach and I have been running a drone and cinematography business. So we've been shooting some local places around here and also real estate, as well as just swimming, camping, gardening, that kind of fun stuff. Oh, and also sewing.
In our last episode, Cameron showed us the chameleon that they made, which was pretty cool.
I should bring something, but I didn't.
It's okay. For next time.
I'll go next. Also, Jasmine, fun plans. The whole drone thing, that's cool. I don't know, I've been doing some modeling, which has been kind of fun for the first time ever. Also teaching kids dance and like other arts disciplines, which has also been kind of fun. Going to Jay's games with my boyfriend, seeing friends while I've been at home. Next week, I'm going to Stratford for a few days to see some shows, so I'm very excited about that. And yeah, and then next month I'm going to be a camp counselor for a drama program with one of my good friends here. So that's kind of what I've been up to.
Do you have a favorite project that you've modeled for so far?
No, I haven't done many. My boyfriend and I did like a fun little couple shoot actually the other day. So I think
that's cute.
so far that's like been my favorite one, but I've been doing like different wedding ones, which has been kind of funny, and like other things like that. I'm still trying to kind of get into it, but it's been fun.
Okay, and in that case, do you have a Stratford show you're most excited about seeing?
I am so glad you asked. I'm seeing Hedda. I'm seeing 4 shows, but Hedda Gabler. I've been waiting to see this show for at least a year. I love Henrik Ibsen. I love Hedda. So I'm really, really excited to see that. So that's, yeah.
Okay, now it's my turn. The only interesting thing I've really done is take some nice pictures, and I haven't done that in a while. So I'll be able to use those. And hopefully I'll just get to take some more of a different genre, maybe get a short film filmed eventually. Yeah.
They were so cool. They look so good. I literally
He did a good job.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
He did a good job.
Awesome. All right, jumping a little back in time after looking ahead at what's sort of on the plate for you guys this summer. You guys were in third year last year, and one of the big projects that you work on is the solo projects. So do any of you have a favorite memory of your solo project, or maybe you could just explain what your solo project was or anything like that?
I could go first. I don't know, like when I think about solo, like our solo projects, it's in the grand scheme of things, it seemed like it was very taxing, but it was also so like motivational in a way. Like I found that the whole creative process was like very interesting, and it was very freeing, and you know, I think it was one of our first real big projects that all of us had to do as individuals, which was very interesting, while also still creating as like a whole ensemble, all 24 of us. So that was really cool. And the whole just like being able to experiment on your own was also, I found very interesting. I loved that part of it. And like being able to go to lengths with just acting as a whole and like pushing yourself and finding out where you can kind of go creatively. I don't know, like all of our SPs, the three of us here, they were like the happiest, but I know that I can't speak for like Jasmine or Kaden, but I know that like mine was very like I played someone with bipolar disorder. It was very, very different from anything I've ever done. And now like I'm working on a play inspired by that, and the women that's based off of and they're in a psych ward in Oregon in the 70s, and they were just brutally like mistreated. And I think through that research, and while still making it creativity and trying to take care and make it delicate, it just was a very rewarding experience personally and creatively.
Thank you for sharing. And because you so bravely went first, can you also give our viewers at home just a quick little what is a solo project? And
Yeah. So basically Solo Project, also known as SP, is for one term you're working on your own and creating your own solo play. It has to be 10 minutes in length. You go the first few weeks, you kind of go with your peers and you're like kind of experimenting, figuring out characters and different storylines and different things. And then you do one-on-ones the rest of the process. And you're basically kind of, besides those one-on-ones with our profs, you're kind of on your own for it. Um, and a lot of it moves and grooves everywhere. Like my beginning started off very differently what I wanted to do versus what I ended up doing. So it's really cool to see the process that everyone went through, like on our own, you know.
that's pretty cool. I'm excited to do solo projects next year. I'm very much looking forward to that.
I'm excited for you guys. It's fun.
Who would like to go next?
Yeah, I guess when I think about one of my favorite moments, it's hard to pin down one, but I think overall my favorite thing was being super experimental and not giving myself any hard deadlines or hard, I guess there's nothing to shoot for other than what you want and what you want to get out of it. So you can put as much effort into it as you want, but sometimes it's never going to come to you because you have to just let it come to you. So I think what I got out of it was trusting myself and realizing that, you know, I can take inspiration from my life and I can throw away inspiration from my life and I can take inspiration from other people's lives. So I had a really I had a really good time like working with Najla and Andrew, and they really helped guide me through that, as well as just thinking about things in my life that are important to me and thinking about things that impact me and how they might impact other people, and then trying to put it up in a way that I feel is like safe and makes sense to me. And yeah, in the end, you just have to trust yourself and trust the process because it comes together. Like I think all of us would agree. It was very confusing and taxing on us, but it all came together. Everyone, I can say, had a 10 piece at like a 10-minute piece at the end and should have been proud of it.
Sometimes you just got to go through the process and pray that it'll turn out, and it always does if you put in the work. Um, can you also share with us what your solo project was about?
Yeah. So I took inspiration from my mother and my grandmother, trying to show the importance of the mother-daughter relationship, and also trying to bring in the themes of Alzheimer's and I guess I can't explain all of it, but yeah, bring in those themes and how impactful memory is, and um and how important it is to live in the moment, because like, you know, you can always have memories, but you can't until you don't. So it's important to to take those moments and really, really enjoy the moments you have with the people you love. And yeah, that's what it was about, I guess.
Thank you for sharing.
For me, uh, A moment in the process that really stuck out for me was not so much a moment that came during like work or when I was up on my feet or during performance or anything like that, but more so like downtime when I was writing the script and figuring out what was actually going to come together. Because I was, again, someone who thought they had exactly what they wanted to do planned out. They were going to do everything right at the start and have it all banged out by the end. And no, I was, again, like many other people, it changed a lot over the process. So I think a moment that stuck out was I was just sitting at home. I was going over notes that Andrew and Najla have given to me, and I was just figuring out what I needed to do, and there was just some random click, and I just figured it out. And I choose to believe that all of us had that moment at one point or another, where they just knew that they just had to put all their trust in themselves and let it unfold. Whether they were brave enough or not, or thought it was going to be good or not, they just had to trust themselves.
I think it's really cool how you guys all started from a sort of similar place, but through the process, you ended up with such different projects and such different processes for discovering where your SPs went. Would you be able to walk us through what yours was about?
So I am a huge Stephen King fan, so mine was based within the world and the characters of The Shining. So I played Jack Torrance, who is a father of a young child who's struggling a lot with alcoholism and other just bad thoughts. And I think that part of like the world, if you will, like when people tend to look at stuff like that, their mind immediately goes to it's bad. There's no other way to think of it. Like it's just, yeah, there's no other way to really describe it. You can't, there's no gray area, it's black or white. But I wanted to show that there are more ways to look at cases of household abuse or alcoholism. I wanted my solo project to kind of be a way to see through the curtain, I guess. Yeah.
I know that those were all some pretty heavy topics. I'm going to move on to a lighter question. What has been your favorite TDS class in your 3 years?
I would have to say I love Malie's classes, Zone of Silence. Like I've always been so uncomfortable in the awkwardness and silence. Like I've always found it so uncomfortable, but that really was eye-opening and also taught me a lot about how to like observe other people. Like I would just be at like Union Station. I would be like looking around and seeing what kind of characters were in these other people, you know? So that was also really interesting. I'm also a big realism person, so I also enjoy realism so much. And also this year, I think I loved camera class because, and professional practice with David, because it was the only class all 24 of us were in together. Besides that, we were all split up, besides when we were doing our device project in February and January. Um, but even then, our classical project, we were split up as well. So I think like that was also fun for all of us to come together and do these different scenes and learn from David and be kind of silly and goofy while still being kind of professional. Yeah, I'd say those were my favorites for sure.
I was gonna say I loved Zone of Silence and realism.
I can get behind the Union Station thing. I've found myself looking at the world completely differently since Malie's class.
So
You do,
real.
even when I'm like walking to Dollarama here, because I live right near Dollarama. I go like every week. I love Dollarama. And every single time I walk in, I'm looking around at people in my neighborhood and I'm like thinking, what are their stories? You know what I mean? Like, where are they coming from? Where are they going? You know, like it's just so eye-opening. Yeah, it's cool.
Malie, if you're watching this, we all have our radars are we love you and we all have our radars up now, so shout out. We pay attention in class.
For me, I think as terrifying as it was for a lot of us, and for me still, dialect. I really did enjoy it, because dialect kind of got lumped together with the whole screaming, crying, dying class. We're getting a little bit more of it next year, but we did get a pretty good chunk first semester of third year. Again, it was a good chance to just put all of our faith in the wonderful Meredith Scott, to trust that she'll get us there. And a lot of us went with very bold picks. None of us took like an easy route, even though there's not really one to go with a different accent or dialect. Yeah, and that was another one. We were all together, so it was really good to experience both, like just everyone. Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick. Can we hear a bit of the dialect that you practiced? Tell us what it is, and can we have a couple lines?
It was Italian, specifically Sicilian.
I'm Sicilian.
I would need to know like what to say. That's my problem. I can't think of anything on the spot.
Can you tell us? My favorite class was a dialect class with Meredith Scott.
Oh, okay. It's been a while. My favorite class was dialect class with Meredith Scott.
Hey, you sounded like my no there. So
okay.
what I'm hearing is you passed.
I'll take
Killed
it.
that. Thanks for being put on the spot for us.
I'd say the first thing that pops into my brain when I think about my favorite class is Impulse. I love Melinda. I love movement. I've never gotten to experience a class where it's just about listening to your brain, not like, and your body, and just letting yourself be free. That was so inspiring and like has influenced me so much in any of my acting work. Also being an animal was so fun. I was sore, I was grumpy, but I was always excited to do it. And I just loved looking around the room, and I was like, this is what I'm doing right now. It's so funny. In addition, I have to say, I think another one of my favorite classes that you guys should look forward to is SP. It's the weirdest because it's not really like a class because it's one-on-ones, but you will have a few classes with teachers. And I just think that class was also very influential, and I think it changes you as an actor, and it puts you on the spot, and it makes you uncomfortable, and that's awesome.
Jasmine, we just have to know, what animal were you for Impulse?
I was a chimpanzee.
Spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. I really enjoyed animal work. That was a good unit.
It was fun.
It's so fun. And when we were doing it, Melinda recorded us to watch. So now we have recordings of all of us doing
Us too.
We do too.
It's too funny. She's like, don't show anyone. I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, look, Mom, they're so funny.
Nikki and Kaden, which animals were you guys?
I was a deer. I literally was walking on campus to the Sheridan bus stop, and I'm like, I don't know what animal I'm gonna be, and then I saw a deer, and I'm like, I think it's fate.
I was a timber wolf. Yeah, I like wolves. They're cool.
Okay, we have to know what you guys are now.
Team
What-
Jacob.
So true, Team Jacob. Getting that out of the way. I was a bear. I was a grizzly bear. That was fun.
And I was a three-toed sloth.
Oh, nice.
Those are great.
That was Jazzy J, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, she was the
I didn't
sloth.
even know that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, so we are now headed into our rapid fire section. One word to describe last year.
Rewarding.
Brave.
Challenging.
And what is everyone's favorite color?
Blue and pink.
I'd say blue.
Gotta go blue.
And last question, what are you guys looking forward to most about fourth year?
Our main stage season.
Definitely living a life when I'm in productions and what it feels like to be a working actor.
The feeling of we did it, we made it, because like, yeah, we're in the summer, we're getting there, but we're not there yet. So once we have that first rehearsal, that feeling's gonna hit.
Yeah, I said this last week to our group, but I definitely share that sentiment, and I'm sure Scoble, you can agree that like next year we're really looking forward to like starting to perform. Like we have Classical Project and Devised. I'm so excited, especially after following a year like you guys. We are so excited to get started.
You're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it.
You're gonna
no
kill
doubt.
it.
And
I'm so
also
excited because I feel like I haven't seen so many of you guys perform, and
stay
I'm
tuned.
just excited to see, to see your group like on the stage.
And last year, one of the first times that I saw any of you perform was through like the solo projects and the third year shows, and now we get to see you on the main stage, which is super exciting.
And our season is so good. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, we're in Theatre Erindale's in for a good year. For our viewers, buy your tickets. Amen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Jigging with the Fools. And thank you guys so much for coming on and sharing a little bit about last year and what you're looking forward to. And we can't wait to see you guys on the main stage.
If you guys want to see more of our wonderful interviewees today and all of our wonderful interviewees throughout this season, make sure you get your tickets to our main stage season, and you will get to see these wonderful actors at work, which is really cool. Thank you guys.
Thank
you.
you.